Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of What the Health Just Happened, where we talk about all things healthcare, community, business, and life. The goods, the bads, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, and everything in between. We bring on a variety of Northeast Florida's best and brightest, sometimes dumbest, but not today, one of the brightest that I've met recently. I think we're going to talk a little bit about business, definitely healthcare.
Yes.
Being healthy.
Preventative health.
I had to ask you, Alejandra Ruff. I said that correctly. I hate
did.
butchering names. You're the founder of Living Well Co. I'm going to read this for you.
Okay.
Tell me if I get it right. Health coaching for longevity for women who want to achieve their longevity and weight loss goals through sustainable lifestyle changes. Discover the key to a happier, healthier, and more satisfying life.
That's
Got it? Oh
Got
my
it.
gosh, thank goodness.
Let's go.
We did it.
Yes.
We got to the intro.
Show's over.
That's a wrap. Alejandra, welcome.
Thank you
ready
for
to have some
having
fun?
me.
Where do you want to start? You want to start serious or not serious?
Let's start serious.
Okay. We had a prep call. I like that. What's the business? What are you doing? And then we'll talk about your history before that, how you ended up going to this, I guess, industry or market.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So Living Well Co. was founded after I was in the pharmaceutical and durable medical equipment industry, in which we said we will touch on. But right now I am doing health coaching for women to empower them to achieve their longevity and weight loss goals through sustainable lifestyle and nutrition changes. So that means learning how to maybe cook at home, doing a little bit more meal planning, learning how to de-stress, learning maybe what is at the root of the problem as to why they can't relearn new habits and what is getting in their way.
There's a lot of big words there. You hear it?
I like it, though.
Longevity is a big one right now.
It
right?
is.
So the conversation, health span versus lifespan. Mm-hmm. What is longevity?
So longevity, to me, I think when it comes to lifespan, that's up to something higher, right? Like
Yep.
God. Like he determines how long you're going to live, but maybe it's in your plan to live a long life. And if that is, then you can have a quality life. So that's the health span.
Yep.
So that's the longevity part that I work on. It's like, how can you have a good quality life for as long as you are alive?
How do you play with your grandkids? Like enjoy time with your
Yes.
grandkids. I don't want to be 120 years old with like 2 hip replacements, knee replacements, and in diapers and delusional.
You
for the
would be
last 20 years of my life.
120 though.
Delusional and like attached to an oxygen
Yeah,
tank
no
or
thanks.
being bedridden.
No thanks.
Right.
Okay, so you focus mostly on women, right? Or 100%
Most-
women?
100% women. I do also work with just individuals in general. The reason why I focus so much on women is because there's this statistic that's 80% of men die married, 80% of women die alone.
Whoa.
So we kind of outlive you guys.
Yeah.
Kind of. I think. So another crazy stat, that the lifespan for women, I think, was 76. For men was 74. So they naturally live longer, probably because they're not doing dumb stuff like the stuff that we did in college. But
Sure.
Or we just listen a little more.
listening's, yeah,
A
you're
little bit
right.
more
We have
rule
listening
followers.
skills.
And you eat healthy. You don't eat Chick-fil-A.
Hey, you mentioned that you teach some of these people how to like cook at home. How many people are you seeing that literally do not cook at home?
Most people.
Really?
Especially because we are living in such a busy lifestyle, right? Especially we're parents. We were talking about parenting. We're running around with the sports, the activities, with work. We're entrepreneurs. We're on the go. And people just rely on convenience a lot. So cooking to them is not a priority at all.
Gotcha. I know this might sound random, but because I've got 3 kids and the wife at home, like we have to actually go the route of cooking at home for cost. Has that affected any of your patients?
The cost.
Clients?
Like, yeah, your clients, I'm sorry.
You
Like,
know, it's
where,
patients'
cost of food has just gone up wherever you go,
Tremendously.
where it would drive you to cook at home. Is that a thing that's happened with any of your
Yeah.
clients?
I mean, well, a lot of people actually, when it comes to the cost of food, you'd be surprised how much more people spend on other things and then say it's too expensive to buy maybe organic food or
Sure.
eat healthy. So they see, I was actually looking at all of these statistics because I'm doing a presentation for the Jack's Chamber.
Jax
and-
Bridges.
Let's
What's
go.
up, Carlton? We like to give shout outs, by the way.
Shout out.
He probably won't hear this, but
Right, but
We'll
still,
take it.
maybe. You never
Yeah.
know. People spend around $300 a month eating out. And
way
then,
more than that.
Way more.
Way
there
more
you
than
go.
that.
Yeah.
That's the average.
Oh.
So you can say more. And then we go to the grocery store, and then let's say we have a big family to feed. We're spending around, I don't know, how much are you spending a month?
Every
Just
time
at
we
the
go to the
grocery
grocery store, it's probably $500.
Okay.
Yeah. But we try to, I mean, we my wife is an incredible cook. We do a lot of food prep at the house, but I mean, we buy bulk food, meal prep for 2 weeks before going back the next time. But it's,
A lot of Costco.
Yeah. I love Costco.
Yeah.
Costco's
I mean,
the
you got
best.
to.
It's the
Costco,
best.
feel free to sponsor the show.
Yeah, shout out Costco. Let's go. $1.50 hot dogs.
So I don't know.
Shopping
I don't
tips.
think shopping
Grocery
tips.
shopping tips.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Everyone loves like quick tips. There's no such thing as quick tips, but like good shopping habits. Shop on the outside of the aisles. I like that one.
Yes.
What do you got?
To go for the produce, and then because the packaged goods in the middle are more expensive, Costco's a good one. Actually, on Instagram, I post a lot about shopping trips and just like tips, but Aldi is a good one. A lot of people are
Yeah.
really getting into Aldi because they have really good organic food
Oh, yeah.
for cheap.
Do they
And
have them down here in Jack's?
There's one.
There is one. Okay, sorry.
But don't forget to bring a quarter because you need a quarter for a
Yes.
shopping cart.
Oh, good to know. Shout out.
And another way that I like to do is I love to support local. I'm sure you guys do too. And there's this grocery delivery. It's local farms delivering to you, local Fair Jacks. Another shout out. If they want to sponsor me in any way, I'll
They should
take
come
it.
on.
What is
Yeah,
it?
that's
Local-
super cool.
Local Fair Jacks. F-A-R-E.
Jacks. I like these. Okay.
And you can get so much produce. You can get meat. You can get dairy from local farms, and it's a lot cheaper. And they
That's
deliver it
awesome.
straight to your door, and you can like customize it online the week before.
They need better marketing. Why am I not getting hit up on Instagram? I'm just saying. Target marketing.
So your clients, are you that's the tips you're giving them? Are you saying, hey, here's a grocery list, buy these things? Like how detailed are you getting with the people you're working with?
Yes, grocery list, definitely meal plans. I will give them recipes too, but the ultimate goal is for them to learn how to cook for themselves and it not be so overwhelming. Because I don't know for you guys, like if you're following a recipe every single day, you're not going to do it. It's not going to become like a part of you. And you're going to be like, okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm just going to order Uber Eats. So it's like, how do we slowly
Eliminate friction.
Yes.
How do you
eliminate
make it
friction.
easy?
I like that.
Yep.
Yes.
I stole that from someone, by the way.
Well, also with time too. If you just do something, it's going to become routine or be easier for most of your people you're seeing.
Yeah, so it's like start with one meal and repeat it over and over like every
Yep.
week and then add more and then make it easy so you're not following this like incredibly, I don't know,
Paleo.
time-consuming
Sure.
recipe.
Insert diet. What's a ketogenic? I've done all the diets, by the way.
Have you?
Yeah. I've
Do
tried
they
every
work?
single one of them.
Are they
I
sustainable?
mean, I'm not going to lie. The best shape I was ever in was when I was like
Carnivore?
strict paleo diet.
Oh.
But I was also doing 2-a-day workouts at CrossFit. It was bad. I'm up, like, can't even walk to this day from that. stage
Yeah, is that
of life,
healthy or
but
not healthy?
It's probably not healthy.
Yeah.
And healthy. So what about eliminating, like what are 2 to 3 foods you'd eliminate immediately? Like if someone's like, I got to get rid of this tomorrow, what would they be?
One, I would say soda. That's a big one.
Yeah.
It's so much sugar, high fructose corn syrup, so it's not good for your body. 2, I would say ultra processed foods. I know Chick-fil-A is okay, but like every week, I would just maybe tone it down to maybe once a month.
Sure.
And also, I'm trying to think, what else do I see? I would try to eliminate just like the conventional candy, like
Yeah.
the Twizzlers, the Reese's.
Sour Patch Kids?
Sour Patch Kids,
love
maybe,
Sour Patch
and like
Jolly
have
Ranchers.
it as something that you have every now and then instead of just
Yeah.
all of the time. There's so many healthy options now that it's pretty incredible.
What about fitness? Is that part of what you're working on with people?
Yes.
Mine, meditation's a big part.
Meditation, fitness. I don't teach people how to work out, but I teach them how to relearn around having a mentality about how it's good for you and how moving your body is that what will lead you to have a long and healthy life. I know we talked about Dr. Peter Attia.
Peter Attia, yeah.
And he talks about with longevity, he thinks it's physical and sleep are like the top. They're kind of in the race to number one of like what will lead to your longevity. And fitness, most important. Fitness, obviously, very important. I do think that you cannot exercise your way out of a bad diet.
It is impossible.
A lot of people think that just because they work out every day, they're super healthy, but
I think I've talked to you about this before, but if you work out, let's say you work out for 2 hours, like just absolutely physically abuse yourself, there's 22 more hours left in the day. So if you're just eating crap for 20 hours and then sleeping for 4, it's not going to work.
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
And then I also asked a 70-year-old the other day who's like this vibrant, healthy individual. I'm like, what would be your tip? She's like on no medications. She is just, going to brunch with her girlfriends, having the time of her life. And she's like, just keep on moving. It's not just about like exercising and lifting weights for an hour or two. It's about taking the stairs. It's about parking far away so you can walk more. It's about playing with your kids, just staying active.
Do you watch kids' movies?
I do.
Immediately thought of Just Keep Swimming.
I haven't seen that one.
Finding Dory?
Finding Dory.
I'm sorry, Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
Finding Dory. I was
Finding
like,
Nemo.
that's a new one.
Edit that out. Edit that out. Don't edit that out. Finding Nemo?
Finding Nemo. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay, well, she says, just keep swimming. That's just keep moving. Just keep moving. Just keep moving.
But yes,
I like that.
physical
That's a new
exercise
t-shirt.
is very important.
Just keep moving.
Hashtag just keep moving. That's the next t-shirt we're going to make. Okay, let's go to your history here. I got to read this too. I like to read stuff because I went to your website. What's the actual website?
living-well-co.com.
living-well-co.com, right?
It's a little complicated. A lot of companies are
Not as complicated as 212 benefits spelled out. That's a lot of letters.
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
12's not easy.
This is from your website. I like this. We take a science-backed health coaching approach for women who want to live well no matter the age. They want to lose weight and feel better than they ever have through sustainable lifestyle changes, no more restrictions, fad diets, or temporary solutions. That's one nugget. I liked this part. Entrepreneur, fist bump. I love entrepreneurs. Certified integrative nutrition health coach. We'll talk about that. Wife, mom of 2 with over 10 years in the pharmaceutical and durable medical equipment industry. Why'd you pull the trigger? Because I'm sure to
become
start
an
this.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You probably thought about it for years, and then one
did.
day you said, "Enough's enough. Let's do it."
You guys know. Yes. I actually what made me pull the trigger, it was last summer. So my husband actually, he's in the pharmaceutical industry.
He's a drug dealer.
He's a drug dealer for
Illegal.
migraines.
Yeah.
A legal
Illegal.
one. Yes. Yes. For everyone out there, it is legal. For migraines. And he's always talked about it and like just how patients, it's debilitating. And I never understood because I've never suffered a migraine before. But I was working full time. I was still breastfeeding my then 1-year-old. And I was running this on the side. I was so stressed that I got my first migraine. And that to me was, I looked at my husband the next day and I was like, I have to quit. I can't do this anymore.
You knew.
So I just knew. I knew it was like the stress because I didn't love the job that I was doing. I had so much passion for something else. And I love being a present parent. So it was
I
just
love
like
that.
my energy was just everywhere. And I know how much stress is a silent killer.
So the certification here, we talk about that. Certified integrative nutrition health coach.
Yes.
What does that mean? What's the process to get that? Because I said, I'm like, what do? You like fill out your name online and then you get a certificate mailed to you in the mail?
No, it's a little more than that. I had to do an online course for about a year. And then I had to do health coaching sessions, about 20 of them, to then graduate. And I had to do a lot of group coaching calls. I had to be probably on a couple of hours a week. It was pretty intensive for an entire year.
Yeah, it's a course and a certification that's not
Right.
Again, mine are the stamps like, give me $5,000 and you'll be certified to be a clown in the circus. I don't know.
Right.
Insert whatever. Family's important to you, it sounds like, right?
It's very important.
So this journey, while probably stressful some days, do you have more flexibility to spend time with your kids?
I do. I get to, make my own schedule
Yep.
and I get to prioritize what's important. And obviously they're the number one.
What do you do for fun?
What do we do for fun? We love being active. Like, we love going to the beach. We love going on vacation and traveling and even just hanging out and being present with each other is
Yeah.
fun.
Sure.
When
But
you're,
yeah, I have my husband's like this. He loves being active and doing fun activities. So we're always doing something.
I like him already. What's his name?
Kevin.
Kevin. What's up,
What
Kevin?
up, Kevin? Is he jacked?
Is he jacked?
Is he jacked?
Is he jacked? Is he pretty fit?
He looks pretty jacked.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
He
That's what's
actually
up. Dude, no.
Oh my
He
God.
was a wrestler and
so
did a
was
lot
this
of
guy.
jiu-jitsu. Oh, you were.
I was.
So he has the cauliflower ears, which I love because anytime if we're like somewhere sketchy, I'm like, nobody's gonna mess
You
up.
see, let me tell you what. If you see a guy with cauliflower ear, walk the other way. I had surgery twice on this ear.
You did.
Because I didn't want to have it when I was older.
It
I
looks
had
normal.
correct. I did not want cauliflower ear. I liked wrestling, but not that much.
How long did you do it for?
So I was pretty good in high school. I had a couple
Okay.
scholarship offers. But I didn't want to cut weight. I'm like, I'm not going to the Olympics. I'm not going to make a living off of this. So I'm not going to physically abuse myself in college. And then in the fraternity
You're
days, we
very
could-
mindful.
Yeah,
we
you
could just
still wrestle.
each
You can
other
still
until
wrestle
the
everybody
morning.
at a party.
Not healthy. Let's go back to travel for a second. So clients, when they're traveling, what advice do you give to stay healthy while you're traveling?
Ooh.
That's a really hard one and a really good question because I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but it's kind of hard if you are not mindful to find vegetables, especially at the airport. My goodness, it's so hard. So for me, I tell my clients and for myself too, it's just like prep before. Like don't stress about it, but just have something on hand, like especially plants. I talk about plants all day long. Have some carrots, cut up some cucumbers, have some fruit and a little bit, I don't know, of nut butter, something to keep you satiated and like your energy levels, you know, to keep you energized and not have like some sort of crash, especially traveling is so stressful. But if you can't find something or you can't meal prep, it's just then about having grace with yourself and then finding vegetables wherever you can.
Being honest.
Gosh. What's funny is like, it's so simple, right? The concept, but it's not easy. And it is kind of easy, but like carrots, inexpensive, celery, inexpensive.
It's
Those
very
snacks
inexpensive.
Are inexpensive, but just making that decision. And again, I'm guilty. I just got back in town. Do you know what I ate at the airport
What?
on the way? I'm not telling you because it's
Angie's.
awful.
Angie's.
I want to know.
Chili's.
So there's an Angie's Subs that opened
Yes.
in Jacksonville's airport. I get Chex Mix, like a bag of Chex Mix, which is awful. Probably a beer at like 10 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Or two. I don't know.
I
Maybe
like
three.
it. That's
Yeah,
okay.
but and again, but once I get to my destination, I typically eat healthy. But traveling, yeah, you're right.
It's hard.
So Grace, I like that.
Grace. And I tell my son too, because I don't ever want to fully restrict
Yeah.
at all, because then that creates a bunch of problems later on in life. I tell him, I'm like, if things bring you joy, that's part of health. So
Yeah.
if the beer brought you joy, by all means.
Man, I like that. Sign me up.
But then balance.
Correct. Maybe.
Like, well, alcohol. I shouldn't have said alcohol because that's like a little tricky, especially with like
What are your
substance
thoughts
abuse.
on alcohol?
So I know a lot of people who are alcoholics, and
Ditto.
so do
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and family members too,
Yeah, same.
and know people that have died. So I just tread lightly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something. I think we socialize with it too much.
Yep.
And it should definitely be something that they say like 1 to 2 is fine per night. I think that's too much.
Fair
So
enough.
it's funny there's again more and more statistics and research coming out that generation right now, like 25 and younger, their alcohol consumption is going down
Oh.
for the first time in forever. Like alcohol
amazing.
sales are going down.
What are they
Now
doing?
again, I think it's because they're smoking legal weed and taking other substances.
Vaping,
Correct.
right.
Yeah, it might not be the best replacements.
But so for clients, if someone asks like,
true.
"Hey, I love having a glass of wine every night," are you like, "Hey, maybe avoid that," or you'd recommend that?
Well, I find that a lot of people and clients that tell me that they want it to unwind. And I'm like, okay, let's explore that a little bit more. What else can you do to unwind? Like, why do you reach for alcohol instead of maybe finding something else temporarily that can help you, like journaling, I don't know, listening to a meditation or reading a book, taking a bath, you know? Just like, how can you add more of the good so then you can crowd out the alcohol or the ultra processed foods or just ways of coping?
Meditation, I like to journal, like all the things you're talking about. I love all this stuff, and there's good days and bad, right?
Right. We're not perfect.
Meditation, I just struggle with it. So are you coaching people on how to meditate properly, or giving them different tricks and tactics? What are you doing in the meditation world?
I do. So I do meditations for my clients, and I do them very like, if you're a beginner, I think that starting out like 5 minutes or even 3 to 5 minutes a day is so powerful, especially in the morning. So what I'm teaching them, it's like, hey, the first thing you should do in the morning, even though this is like impossible, especially because we have busy days, we just want to like wake up and be reactive to the world. I'm like, okay, how about we become a little bit more proactive? Like keep your phone in another room and then wake up and just prioritize like a space in your, I don't know, in your house where it doesn't remind you of chaos, and just go in there for like sit in silence or just breathe. That's powerful too. Like it doesn't have to be a meditation. I think a lot of people think they have to sit there like
this.
You know, yeah.
With
like,
Yeah, I was say, so what's...
yeah, like that. And so they're like, I don't want to do that. That's not me. Or even like prayer. If you're a Christian, like prayer is a sort of meditation. Like find what works for you. And even for just a couple of minutes, breathe, listen, I don't know, to the birds, go outside. That's a meditation in and of itself.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Be honest.
Oh my God, roll over and look at my phone.
Yeah.
That or go run to my screaming child that's just woken up.
How old?
Oh, yeah, you're...
11 months.
Oh, okay. You
get a
have
pass.
full permission.
Okay, what about, here's
Full
one for you
permission.
before the commercial break. Do you drink coffee?
I do. I love coffee. That's my guilty pleasure.
I cannot live without it.
I know. Same.
Drinking water first thing in the morning is a must.
Yes. It's a
I cannot
must.
tell you how many people go coffee, 2 cups of coffee, and then you're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, you're
Drink a
dehydrated.
giant glass of water. Start your day off.
Start
then
with
make
like
your coffee.
30 ounces.
Coffee's
Yeah.
kind of water. I mean,
This guy. He's got a key.
so is the
So
Vita
is
Day.
this, by the way.
Someone gave me this. Speaking of alcohol, John Showalter gave me this. Vita de Louis, do you know this?
Yeah, Vita de Louis.
Healthy or not healthy?
I mean,
It's not healthy.
depends on what you're doing. They're local, which is cool.
All right, healthy.
There you go.
Healthy. That's right. Support
Support
local
local.
business. That's right. By the way, if you guys are looking to sponsor a show,
Healthy.
all right, we got 2 minutes here till the commercial break. Any shout outs you want to give to anyone? We like shout outs.
Any shout outs? I will to Jack's Bridges. So Carlton, Anna Maria, and Yvonne.
We're definitely going to chop that up and send it to him. I've been trying to get Carlton to come on the show forever, but we keep, yeah.
Oh, he's too busy.
Yes, I get it. I respect
Huge
it.
shout out. They really are trying to change like the small business world here in Jacksonville, and they're doing it.
I am a big fan of the Jack's Chamber. You're a
Same.
trustee member too, right?
I'm not a trustee.
You're not a
yet.
trustee.
I'm
Don't-
a basic.
You should consider SBLY next year. That's been a great experience too.
Has it?
But yeah, I love the Jack's Chamber. Jack's Bridges for sure. What about your kids?
Oh, a shout out. Oh, I can give a shout out
You
to
can
them.
give a shout out to anyone you want.
Okay, yeah, I'll give a shout out to my kids, Lucas and Lucy. I'll give a shout out to my husband, who's like fully supporting me in this entrepreneurship
Yeah.
journey, and I wouldn't be able to do it without him. So
Last question. Do you listen to DMX?
I don't.
Do you know who the Rough Riders are? We like to give random nicknames.
I
and I
actually
almost
have.
said
I've heard of
Alejandra
them.
Rough Riders.
Rough
I almost made a
Riders.
Rough Riders shirt. So that's,
Actually, for my bachelorette, I think I called us the Rough Riders. So
that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Oh, good first half. Alejandra Ruff, founder of Living Well Co. Health coaching. Is that like this a good way to say just health coaching, or is there a cooler term than that?
I like integrative nutrition health coaching.
Integrative nutrition
health coaching.
health coach.
Because
Integrative
people just see
nutrition
health coaching as like another life coach, but it's
AKA badass. Can we say that word or no? I always have to ask.
Yeah,
Can we
you
say that
can.
word?
which
Sure, why
life
not?
coaching is amazing, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit more on the nutrition and diet and lifestyle.
Good first half. That's what the health just happened. All right, welcome back to the second half of What the Health Just Happened. If you missed the first half, good news, you can catch it on your favorite podcast platform. Today we have Alejandra Ruff, founder of Living Well Co. We talked about your business, right? A new entrepreneur for the last year or so. You kind of were doing it on the side. Talked about your family. We gave a shout out to the Jack's Chamber, which we love. Let's hit some more fun stuff.
Let's do it.
You good? Mm-hmm. Healthy or not healthy?
Always.
Let's do it.
All right, healthy or not healthy, over-the-counter smoothies.
Not healthy.
Oh.
Healthy or not healthy, health insurance.
Healthy.
Healthy or not healthy, prior authorizations.
Ooh, depends on the lens, but
It's not
healthy.
Healthy or not healthy, public school.
I'm going to say because we're going there. So I am manifesting very healthy.
Okay, healthy or not healthy, reading to fall asleep.
I think it's healthy.
We had talked about that. Reading. I get like 3 pages in and pass out every single night.
Right, but sleep is so important, and I think most Americans are not getting what they're supposed to be getting. So if that makes you fall asleep and get into a deep sleep, I'm all for it.
Healthy or not healthy, coffee.
I'm going to say healthy, no more than 200 milligrams of coffee. What do you guys do?
How much? Milligrams? Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I think about like
I don't know.
4
Actually,
or 5 in the
I
day.
should really look at that.
Only do
When I
one-
worked at the
one
fire
cup a day.
department, I'm not, there was days I'd have like 12 or 15 cups in a 24-hour span.
Your pee had to just be straight yellow.
The problem was the middle of the night.
I'm saying that's how I've.
Did you sleep? Well,
No,
you probably couldn't.
running
right?
calls all night. Then you're at the hospital. Like, I need a coffee to drive back to the station. Like, yeah, that was not healthy. You got any healthy or not healthy?
healthy. So
No.
Healthy or not healthy? Meditation.
healthy,
Healthy or not healthy? Jack's Bridges program.
healthy.
I'm gonna find an unhealthy. Healthy or not healthy?
You gotta find
Chick-fil-A
it.
chicken sandwich.
I feel like there's a lot of Chick-fil-A listeners, but I'm going to say, don't kill me, unhealthy.
It's definitely unhealthy. I know when I eat that
It's fast food.
delicious chicken sandwich.
Yeah, no way.
Healthy or not healthy? Airport food.
unhealthy.
It's definitely unhealthy. What do you got?
I was gonna add just because of the fast food side of things.
You got to answer it. Whoever it is, you got to answer live. That's what, I didn't tell you that rule.
See if it's your husband.
No edits. No edits.
phone on loud.
Oh my gosh.
And I had it on loud.
You should
got
answer
it.
that.
I knew you were gonna call me.
That's awesome.
Sorry, guys.
For
Oh, it's gold.
for in the fast food realm, or if you're out on the road, is there a fast food place or
Oh, that's a good
item
one.
specifically that you would say if you are out and you have to do this, maybe stay in this area of a salad or something like that?
Yeah, I would say, well, sometimes I go to the extreme where I'm like, okay, find like a Vitality bowl or look up just like acai bowls. Acai bowls are good. Like they're not healthy all of the time because they do have a lot of sugar, but I would rather you eat an acai bowl than go through the drive-through at McDonald's.
So Chick-fil-A, we're going back to that again. I will. So again, if I go
Chick-fil-A,
there,
they're not going to sponsor.
I know, yeah,
They don't
they're
sponsor
definitely not gonna
anybody.
sponsor. I don't want your sponsorship anyway. Chick-fil-A, grilled chicken nuggets, and they have like a green power side. That's my go-to.
What's the green power side?
It's like kale.
okay.
It's kale and broccolinis mixed in.
okay.
That's my go-to healthy fast food. Look at it. Look at he's throwing up over there. And then I eat all my kids' leftover French fries that they don't
the
finish.
leftovers for sure.
Okay, let's talk about chronic. Do you got any healthy or not healthies you want to throw out?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me see. Healthy or not? Oh, healthy or not healthy? You guys, sweet tea.
I hate sweet tea.
I love it,
Okay.
but there's
Sugar.
no way it's healthy.
yeah, definitely
no
What
way.
about unsweet tea? Is that okay?
I would say yes.
That's not
Healthy.
fun.
Yeah, that's less fun.
What healthy or unhealthy Mio or any of those Crystal Light packets in a drink?
Oh, I say very unhealthy. Or okay, what's the IV liquid one? You guys-
Liquid IV.
Liquid
Healthy-
IV, yeah.
Liquid IV.
Sugar.
Healthy or unhealthy? There you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he
know.
knows.
Because I used to took it daily, and then I was like, I feel terrible. And then I,
Well, people thought it was so good because they're like, oh, I'm hydrating. Right.
Here's mine, healthy or unhealthy. We can go energy drinks all over, but
Yes,
Celsius,
let's do it.
Celsius?
specifically.
Celsius.
No way.
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy for sure.
So unhealthy.
So unhealthy.
I mean,
I was 2 a
it's a
day.
heart attack in a can.
So my brother-in-law that lives in
2 a day?
Texas,
Yeah.
he's like 4 a day, 4 Celsius a day.
It-
Who?
My brother-in-law in Texas.
Getting off that was tough. Like that.
Yeah.
Was
hurt.
it?
Oh yeah. Luckily, my kid was born, so that kind of I
Yeah.
didn't really have a choice. But the headaches were crazy.
Were they?
Oh,
So what did you do to get rid of the headaches?
Complained about it until I stopped.
I love the honesty.
Oh, man.
I do.
My wife really appreciated that after giving birth. She's like, I don't care that you have a headache right now.
He called
like,
your
"Get outta
husband.
here."
He called your husband to get a prescription filled for migraines.
That's what he did.
Oh my gosh! All right, rein it in. No, let's just keep going off the rails. Chronic disease in the United States. It is rampant. Again,
bad.
hypertension, diabetes, type 2 diabetes specifically, obesity. How much of chronic disease do you think is preventable?
I think
That's a loaded question, and it's
it
kind
is because it's a little more complex. But for example, I'll just take type 2 diabetes. 9 out of 10, it's preventable by just nutrition and lifestyle
Yep.
alone. But, we talked about this, right? It's more lucrative to be unhealthy than healthy.
There's two things we say. One, the individual has to want change, right? And then, look, you want to talk about a lucrative industry, healthcare, medicine, hospitals, large insurance carriers. They make more money the sicker we are. So, are they really fighting to end type 2 diabetes? I don't.
No.
I got to tread lightly talking about this stuff. I'll get in trouble. Trey, you want to say something there?
The thing that I guess when it comes to maybe weight and people having a problem fighting weight, sometimes I just can't get it through my head why we can't talk about when you start seeing the results and you see yourself in the mirror and it's almost like you can get addicted in that way. And I don't understand why so many people, we can't just talk about that. Like, if you look good, you'll feel good. And like, that is just truth. Like, if you can look in the mirror and you're like, damn, I'm starting to get results. When people are like, I just can't do it, I'm like, once you start to see results, you'll power through it. I don't know. I don't know why we can't talk about like the look side of things. Like, if you feel like you look good, you're going to feel good.
I know. That's a tricky subject for sure. But I will say when it comes to like obesity, there's so much more to it than just being like, like work out. And I totally get it because I've thought that too. And then the more you talk to people that do have obesity and type 2 diabetes, it goes so much deeper than that. There's so much unresolved emotional trauma, which is what actually I do a lot in my membership. I tread lightly there too because I'm not a mental health professional. And I do think that if there is something there, you should definitely go out for somebody who's like an expert. But there's so much unresolved internal turmoil that really does stop them from wanting to exercise and eat better. But 100%, once you feel good, you're like, I want more of this.
Yeah. You talk about a healthy drug.
Oh, yeah.
Getting healthy.
Weightlifting is a healthy drug. Well, it feels like it.
Yes.
It just gives you like such a rush.
Yes.
You're like, oh, I want to do more of this.
Are you into yoga?
I do yoga. I do Pilates and weightlifting. And I'm very into Peloton.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Have you done Pure Barre or bar classes? I went to one of those. It was the most humbling thing.
Did you?
I was like
You got
15
your
minutes
butt
into like,
kicked.
I can't do this. It was humbling.
Yeah. I love that you did that. Did you
yeah.
go with your wife?
I did.
Nice.
I did. I did not make it through the whole class.
What about it? Have you done yoga?
I love yoga.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'll do yoga probably twice a week.
Oh, good. Okay.
At the house in the garage. But
What about you guys?
I
not
do
doing yoga.
I
Look
do
at
go
these
to the
two.
gym.
I did Pure Barre once with my wife. That was
Did
humbling.
you?
Yeah.
You did too? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
man.
I've done that once, and then I go to the gym.
One time was too much.
Yeah, I go to the gym like maybe 2-3 times a week, but
Nice.
Let's go
That's
back.
great.
maybe an hour at most.
Yeah, but again, just move. Just
Yeah.
keep moving.
Just keep on moving. I actually, because I have kids and run a business and all of that, I had to start working out from home.
The Peloton at the
Otherwise,
house?
I wasn't going
Yep.
to make it to the gym.
That's a big part.
What's a bare minimum amount of steps someone should get in per day? If
Are
like
you a
we're just
steps person? Yeah. That's a
just
big topic right
like
now.
It is a big
entry
topic.
level.
They say 1,000 steps,
10,000.
right? 10,000.
10,000 steps
So I
a
actually
day.
don't track. I don't like the tracking devices.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. They give me
Yes.
they're
It's too
stressful.
much.
It's too much.
Yes.
It's like you're tracking everything and then having so much like
It's like
EMF on you too. I
Yeah.
don't even know if they have EMF, but
Okay.
It'll just check in and be like, "Why haven't you stood up today?" And you're like, "What?"
And you're
Yeah.
like I just did.
and I saw that there's like a water bottle that also tells you like, hey, you need to hydrate more, which is cool. We do need to hydrate more. It's a lot.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Less is more for me. Okay, holistic approach. That's another. You got a lot of big words in there, like popular words in a good way.
Yes.
What does a holistic approach mean?
Holistic means allowing your body to heal itself by itself, and it will if you let it. So it's like it's not just looking at nutrition and diet, which is obviously we've talked about it, it's so important, but it's also looking at every other area of your life, like the stress, your relationships. Are you part of a community? So just seeing that all of that, and like I just talked about, like the emotional turmoil, looking at, maybe your childhood, how that's affecting, and all of that is part of having holistic health. And then also medicine, right? Medicine has a time and a place, 100%, but I think people overuse it, like with Tylenol and all of that. Like your body can literally heal a headache by itself. You know, if it's a migraine, that's a different story. But
No, don't say that. Your husband's got to make a living.
Yeah.
everyone said
needs
a migraine is a different
kidding.
story.
Oh, man.
But even like I see it with children, they have a fever automatically. Here's some Tylenol. You know, they're teething Tylenol. And the body's just not meant to have that all of the time.
Yep.
You know, and then also holistic approach. It's like, okay, getting to the root of the problem. Like I just mentioned, I don't know, going to acupuncture, going to a physical therapist, getting to the root of the problem.
Chiropractors, what are your thoughts? Yeah. That's a good one.
Oh, let's go.
Let's hear it.
I don't know. I'm 50-50. I used to love it, but then I started to realize you have to go to the right chiropractor because otherwise it's pain management and it's not getting to the root of the problem. It's not holistic, right?
Yeah.
And so then you have to keep going and getting adjusted. And I just don't like that. I don't like having to rely on someone
Yeah.
for my health. I don't know. What about you?
I've gone a couple times, and every time I'm like, I don't really. They just crack and pop a bunch of stuff. I never like, oh, I feel great. It's
Yeah. It does feel good, like when you're in a lot of pain and you're just like.
And I know some people that love like ride or die chiropractors. I know some great chiropractors. I just am not one personally.
Right. I know. That's why I'm like, I don't know. I do know some great chiropractors too. But if they're helping you get to the root of the problem with like posture and all of that, then I'm for it.
Ice baths and saunas.
Oh gosh, that's a big one.
There again, all these things are so like 10,000 steps, huge. Ice bath again. I have a sauna at the house. I'm probably ordering an ice bath.
Infrared?
Yeah,
Nice.
I love it. But like, do you have thoughts on that? Is that part of what you're integrating into what you're doing or what
Yes.
your clients are doing? Let's hear it.
So I'm going to give a shout out to Degree Wellness. I love them. They have so many locations now. Infrared sauna. The owner, her name is Amanda. She's wonderful, but they have the cold plunge, cryotherapy. I completely believe in that.
Okay, you ever do an ice bath?
Nope.
We're gonna do that. My neighbor. Do you know what XPT is?
No, what
You
is
know
it?
who Laird Hamilton is? Big wave surfer. His wife's Gabby Reese. They created this exercise program. Incredible people, but XPT it's called, and they basically they didn't start it, but they've done a lot of science and research of what they call hot and cold therapy.
Right.
You go in the sauna and like you cook, and then you go straight in the ice bath for 3 minutes. Then you go back in the sauna and you cook, and you do that 3 rounds. Like I feel invincible after doing that. But
So
my
Degree
neighbor does
Wellness
this.
has that.
Degree does that.
They have like a room specifically so you can do the hot cold therapy.
Do you know them?
Abby Reese, you're saying?
No, the Degree Wellness.
Yes.
Okay, put us in touch because we want. I'd love to record an episode there while Trey has to do a
I'll
cryotherapy.
totally do it. Oh man,
Yes,
heck
I
yeah.
can definitely hook
That'd
you
be
up
good.
with them. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard, man.
It's brutal.
It's yeah.
Let's talk more about the business. How do we drive people? Your Instagram. You've got a lot of followers on there, so you're
Yeah,
giving tips and
19,000.
advice. It's Living Well Co. / right? Facebook is
Facebook is just Alejandra Ruff. You
Okay.
can find, yeah.
okay.
So if you are actually typing it in, it's Alejandra Living Well Co.
So who needs to find you? Right? Who needs to call you immediately and be like, I've got to work with her because she is awesome. Justin pointed at himself and Trey. Besides Justin and Trey.
So I launched a membership that's self-paced. It's online. You can watch videos. You can do worksheets, like all at your own pace, especially if like you live like a very busy life and a lot of people just don't want to do like one-on-one coaching. That's one way that I am working with people. If you are a woman or if you are an HR benefits manager,
Oh.
and
this.
so a lot of companies are losing a lot of money due to chronic health disease. So I'm actually trying to incorporate my membership for employees because like chronic health, lost productivity, all of that. And then if you are a woman, 25 to 50, I would say that's usually like the range that I have. You want to lose weight. You want to live a long and healthy life. You want to learn new habits and unlearn old ones.
Yep.
Then I am the one for you.
What's the website again? We still have plenty of time, by the way.
Okay. So living-well-co.com.
Living-well-co.com. Living-well-co.com. Living-well.co. Oh, there. Sorry. We get a little weird here. I told you.
I also published an ebook. So if a membership is just not something for you, than if you want to read more about longevity, especially if you're a woman, because I did find that a lot of longevity right now is led by men, and women are very different, especially like hormonally, right? We go through different cycles every single week. So I found that their advice worked to some degree.
Yeah,
So
that's a good point.
I'm giving longevity tips through a woman's perspective. So it's longevity from a woman's perspective.
That's good.
You guys are like, okay, we're all guys. I don't know.
No, I told, I
Sounds
told you.
awesome.
I know. Look, I love this stuff. We want all perspectives, everything. I'm like, you're gonna have 3 guys in here, just idiots doing the wrong things. Oh my gosh, I just completely sidetracked myself. Okay, so the social media is active on there. I use LinkedIn the most. Like, we'll share that stuff. I have to shout out to 212 Benefits. Thank you for sponsoring the show.
Shout out.
We will chat offline about HR, employee benefits, because that's the world we play in. That's who we work with.
Right.
I'll tell you the frustrating parts of it, but I get what you're saying. How do you get people back in the office to be productive and healthy? And again, not just to get them in and be robots and do the job, but to be healthy and not be miserable and fighting chronic disease starting at the age of 30. So we'll chat offline about that for sure.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, if you are taking care of yourself, then everything else is going to be taken care of, right? You're going to show up at work differently. You're going to show up in your family differently. You're going to show up in life so much better.
I think it's okay to be selfish. Like I said, if you take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of anyone? How are you going to be a good mom, wife, friends, entrepreneur if you don't take care of yourself?
I know.
In the fire department, I always tell the story, like the first thing they taught you every single time is the scene safe. So when you walk up to something, you have to put your BSI, body substance isolation, and is the scene safe. So like there's an electrical wire down and I walk up there and get electrocuted, I'm out. There's one more,
out.
you have to take care of yourself first. So I think you do that too. It's okay to be selfish.
It is okay, especially women. And let's say especially moms. They have such a hard time taking care of themselves. They think it's incredibly selfish. They want to take care of everybody else first. And then they wonder why they're so depleted, irritated, burnt out, and screaming at their children and their families. I was like, and their husbands.
No, I again, moms, my goodness, all moms. They just give and give. And sometimes it's like, you gotta take a little bit.
That's why and I tell my clients, especially if they're moms, I'm like, in the morning, take that time for you. Like, wake up earlier than everybody else when it's still quiet and take care of you. Fill up your cup. And it's just a miracle, like what it's like afterwards, how much more you can do in the day. And like also taking a rest, right? Like resting. We're in such a culture where resting is just not a thing. We're like, no, what is everybody else doing? I got to do more than they are. And we just burn out so quickly. Yet when we rest and actually take care of ourselves, like you said, we can do so much more.
I'm going to bring up a really hot topic, and we're not going to have time to talk about it.
Oh, come on.
Oh, do it.
Weight loss drugs. Ozempic.
Ozempic, Majora. I don't even know how to say it.
All of them. Healthy or not healthy?
So unhealthy. It's great for type 2 diabetes. They need it, but not if you're just trying to lose weight. I know somebody that told me they were hospitalized. They were like, oh yeah, I lost all of this weight. And I was like, congrats, that's awesome. And she's like, and I was like, didn't you feel like awful? She's like, oh yeah, felt awful. I was hospitalized.
Great.
And I'm like, how does that work? I don't know.
That's why it's it's tough to talk about, because you tell some people that it's unhealthy and they're gonna get real mad at you. But there are some other people that really need to take that medication because it helps. To me, there are businesses popping up all over the place because it is a cash cow selling these drugs, making a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's...
It's $1,300 without insurance for a 28-day supply. So people are saying it's too expensive to go to the grocery store and buy healthy food, but then $1,300, they somehow are like, here you go.
Shortcuts.
How does that work?
You mean I don't have to do something hard and just do this?
I know. You got to choose your heart.
Sometimes I'll get in trouble talking about this stuff too. I think it's unhealthy, but...
I know.
I got my vices.
My mom recently told me she was taking it. She's not getting any results from it.
She's not?
So I wonder if she's taken some. Are there knockoff versions of it? Because she swears, she's like, I've lost like 8 pounds and I've been doing it for 6 months. I'm like, Mom, I don't think you're.
Months.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think you're. Yeah. Anyways.
Maybe she got the generic version.
Yeah, she must have. She didn't spend $1,300. She got a quarter.
She drove across the border of Texas and bought over-the-counter stuff. I forgot. Hi, Mom. I love you, Mom. I was going to shout out to my mom.
Oh, that's so sweet.
We got about 2 minutes left here. Anything else you want to add? What do we miss? We probably missed a lot.
We probably did.
Yeah.
What about when? Oh, we talked about this. What about the people that don't want to make changes? Or what did we say? We were on the phone. We were like, okay, what about those people that just don't want to make any changes at all? Like, what do you do?
And like you can lead a horse to water, but you
Right.
can't make it drink.
You can't. And that's a lot of us, right? Like old habits die hard, or like the new Taylor Swift. It's like old habits die screaming. But
Are you a Swiftie?
I am not actually.
Okay.
I love her. I think she's great. I'm not a hater, but I'm not a Swiftie.
Okay.
Are you?
Well, my daughter and wife play it like all day, every day.
Okay, so you
I'm-
are a Swiftie.
I am honestly over
Defaulto.
it, but
Be careful, you don't want the Swifties. That's
I know.
unhealthy.
That's what I was like, I love her.
I love.
Hey, if they
she's
would
the
attack the
best.
show, that would be good.
She's amazing.
Oh my
but I'm
gosh.
not like a diehard Swiftie. No. But I will say it's like you just have to keep doing what you guys are doing, right? Doing this podcast, keep like what I'm
Just
doing
talk
on
about it.
Instagram, just keep talking about it. And then eventually, unfortunately, it sometimes happens when a diagnosis happens or it's too late.
Yep.
But
You know my least favorite part of this show
what?
is when the time runs out.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Did you have fun?
I had fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Alejandra Ruff. We're going to start a gang called the Rough Riders. Living-well-co.com. We could make a song about that.
We really could. I never even thought about it until now. Look
I
at
hope you had a
guys.
good time. That was a blast. We had a blast. You'll come back, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely. That's what the hell just happened.